good energy. So hopefully this brings you some good energy this morning. For anyone new, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are Elemental Beings.
Hey, Trout.
Hey, y'all. It's a little chilly. My nose running, my eyes dripping and stuff. But you know, it's good energy and it's going to warm up. You know, and they say joy comes in the morning. So I'm enjoying this morning.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So we're coming through with another one for you guys, okay? Another channel message, and I believe the Hierophant has some downloads. So if you're here, of course, there's going to be a message for you, okay? That's why you're here. Thank you. I can't see the name. Share Bear? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, bright and vibrant colors. You want to start off?
Grand Rising, good morning, Grand Rising, all that good energy. We love you all. Feels good to be here. Doing this feels good to be in your purpose. Oh, something that me and High Priestess was discussing, and I caught a download about it. Gold. If you got gold, make sure you're saving it, keeping it, all kind of gold that you can get, because we don't really know where our economy is headed, and we don't know what the future holds. But one thing we do know about gold is that gold transcends earthly currency. Gold is spiritual, holds spiritual value as well. It was actually the currency for the Anunnaki, right? Gold has a significant value, so it may come a time where you have to melt all your gold down and get an insignia on it. I mean, you know, it was a point in time when one gold insignia, you held that thing. You ain't even spend it. You just went to places and showed it, right? And it got you what you wanted. So you never know what the future holds. But yeah. So I do got 3 downloads before
I like
we
black
get into
too.
the messages.
Good morning. I like black too. Black, I mean, you can't go wrong with a black outfit, right?
Never. You know. I
Good morning, Black Vanilla.
In my days,
hey, Jazzy. Hey, Jazzy.
You can start.
You start.
No, I'm ready. Go ahead, get the message.
Okay. All right. So y'all know what I'm coming to do. I got my cars in a Ziploc bag, so don't y'all talk about me, okay? Because the weather's crazy, and I feel like bringing my little canister down here. But anyway, I got this message for y'all. Take it how it resonates in your life. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't forget to share the video out. If you love it, make sure you leave some hearts. Okay. Let's go. What's the message? Shocking news. Okay. There's some kind of shocking news here. Something is shocking. Now, this could be about you upgrading in life. Like, it could be very shocking when people look at you and you're making it through all of the things they thought you couldn't, right? That could be shocking news for someone. I feel like there's also something really positive here. There's some kind of positive shocking news. Okay. There could be someone you could have applied for some kind of position that you didn't think you were going to get. There could be someone literally finding out that they are with child. Kudos to you. Okay, auntie and uncle, make sure we know about the baby. Okay, but I feel like there's some kind of shocking news here. You could have also had something revealed to you. God could have really revealed something that was very shocking to you. Okay, you could still be shocked about this information, but there's something about shocking news here.
I want to know what it is.
Okay,
what is it? Let's dig into it.
I know what it is. Go see.
I'm curious now. What's the shocking news?
What's the shocking news? What it say?
Let's see. I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love.
Oh, that makes sense. So, like, exactly what I said. Someone's shocked that you're no longer scared. You're no longer in fear. You are closer to the love you desire. You know, the love for yourself, the love for your family, the love for divinity, and maybe even new love, right? Because I'm hearing some of you guys are manifesting that.
You know what? It's crazy because this card does tell a story. Like, I don't have to fear my fear, right? That can become shocking. I know for me, I like to refer to me because, you know, right. I like to make it personal.
Right.
But I remember things that used to frighten me, and then I grew to a point where they would show up and I would expect to be frightened. And I would be like, wait, man, I'm not even afraid of that no more. Like, you know, it was shocking news. So that could be shocking news that you're moving beyond your fear.
Right. Imagine, like, you know, imagine if you really pushed yourself to the maximum, to the limit, like to, you know, levels that you don't even imagine that you could make. Imagine where you could go. Right. All right. Woo. Now, I love Proverbs. Y'all know I got a bunch of these. So it says Proverbs 21:20. Wise people live in wealth and luxury, but stupid people spend their money as fast as they get it. Ooh, child.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's dig into it. You know, we got to dig into the Proverbs
Right.
over here.
So we're from Baltimore, Black Vanilla.
Wise people live in wealth and luxury.
Break it down.
Wealth don't have anything to do with money. You know, that's not wealth. Wealth, money is a part of wealth, right? But things that transfer into wealth, they come from a spiritual place. Wealth is bloodline. Wealth is spiritual relationship. Wealth is in tune, in alignment. That's wealth. And the luxury that this proverb is speaking of is not the luxury of riding past in a new car and shitting on everybody that's walking, right? Not that kind of luxury. The luxury is, just say, your gift that allows you to see, your gift that allows you to interpret, your gift that allows you to discern. That becomes the luxury in life. You know why? There's nothing more luxurious than moving around in this existence and not having to get caught by the things other people get caught by. It's a luxury, right? It's wealth and it's luxurious, and it says stupid people spend their money as fast as they get it. And you know, I can attest to that.
Keep it up with the Joneses.
Man, I remember it was a time, soon as I got some money, particularly I lived in a place where it was like, well, if I get it, if I spend it, I can get it right back. Very stupid, you know? It's because as soon as I would get it, I would spend it.
Me too, because I'm like, oh, I can go make that tomorrow, you know, real quick.
Right.
You know, very immature thinking, not really understanding that, you know, God was making a way for me to build something for later, and I was thinking temporary thoughts, right? So let's see. Yeah, it's the Baltimore accents. I don't think I really sound like it. People say I don't sound like I'm from there no more. I've been away from home for quite some time, but I guess it don't never go nowhere. Certain stuff, right?
Yeah, hard for me to lose it.
Yeah, yours just don't go nowhere.
I'm fresh out.
Look, it says be kind to your partner. God is sharing them with you. That's deep.
I gotta go with my third. I gotta go with the download, because the download is that.
Wow, that's very deep. Be kind to your partner. God is sharing them with you. That's so deep. Elaborate.
Okay, that was one of my downloads.
And then look, spiritual contract.
Yes, leave that right there, because look, thank you, Spirit.
Wow.
Spiritual contract. Now let's jump into the download. Division tactics for partners and divine couples. Divine couples work together under the unction of God's Spirit. The enemy will observe every weak point and strong point about your relationship and attempt to attack it, right?
Wow.
Division tactics.
Thank you, Spirit.
For partners. So you gotta be careful. If you're in a partnership, right? One good division tactic that a lot of people do when they see a strong union, they look at the union and they say, okay,
which one can I get into?
Which one is the weaker one, right? So if they don't see no weakness, they try to create division. A lot of times it comes by trying to show one attention and not the other, right? Or it's
chaos magic.
Chaos magic, like they'll try to spit somebody past up or bring somebody. You know, it's a lot of different things that they do, but just be on the lookout for. That could be the shocking news as well, right? It's a division tactic that may be trying to separate you and your partner, right? And
the shocking news is that, you know, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's real.
You heard me.
That's real.
Shocking news. They're shocked. Everyone's shocked. I'm hearing some of your parents and co-workers, some of your friends and family members, they're shocked that, like, you have literally did a 360. See, they didn't expect God to spin a block on you, but God did. See, when they counted you out, God was like, not this one. This one here is mine. You know, it's like certain people, you just can't count them out. You don't know who they roll with, right? And it's something about you. They didn't know who you roll with here.
You know, as we talked, the Spirit gave me a quick one. When people combine their energy together, like, it really can be as powerful as an entity, right? Meaning, like, when people come against unions and relationships, right? You could have a sudden feeling like it's just a force against you, right? And what it really be is it be a bunch of people with their opinions that put them together, and they begin to vibrate like an entity.
Touching
But
the
I'm gonna tell you how you snuff it, right? That kind of energy don't have no source, authority, or nothing. It's not even demonic, right? It's just it's the evil that men do, right? So when people put these forms of energy out and they feel like an entity, when you feel it, move all the way away from your emotion about it. Don't lend it no response. Don't lend it no credit, because the further you move away from it, the less strength it even got. And eventually, it's going to go right back to wherever it came from. You don't even need return to sender. When you really moving forward, right, move forward in your protection and see your spirit forces and your higher powers, they going to return sender.
That's real. Allow God to work, and that's going to be your return to sender. That's for real. That's so real, you know. When you know, the energy of the Bible says that the only way a curse can work is if you deserve it. So if you don't deserve a curse, the Bible is telling you that the curse will not work. I don't care which doctor you get, which shaman, babalawo, whoever you go get. It's not gonna work if you don't deserve it. Now, if you deserve it, then it's quite possibly that the shit might work on you. But the Bible says that if you do not deserve this curse, you will not receive it. And when an energy is sent, it has to go back somewhere. So where does it go?
You know, it always amazes me when people do curses on people. They never get it. See, the one thing about it, when God gives the person the revelation that is a curse against them, that's the beginning of the end of the curse. Curses only work when you deserve them. When you don't deserve it, God is going to show you what's going on in your life spiritually. At that point, that's the devil revealing itself to you. So at that point, don't become fearful of the person that did the work. Don't even become more forgiving of them in a humane sense, right? But just be on spiritual alert, right? Sometimes we need wartime prep. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. We're spiritual warriors, right?
Definitely need preparation. Be ready so you don't have to get ready.
Be ready so you don't have to get ready. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's what we promote over here. Right? So it says your breakthrough is here. Okay? Are you ready? Like, imagine if everything that you asked for, God was like, here. Are you really ready for it? You know, because some of you guys are like, you know, you have really big things that you want, and you will be able to get those. But are you ready? Because your breakthrough is here. There's someone, and you have to be willing to be open to receiving, because there's something about a breakthrough here for you. Now, this could be financial. This could be mental, spiritually, whatever it is, you know, because somewhere someone's trapped. But guess what? Your breakthrough is now here.
And you know what? But I'm saying I went through a lot of black magic as an innocent. Trust me.
We all did.
We all had.
Most of us didn't even know what black magic was until it was used against us, right? Like,
it wasn't that you was innocent. It was just that it was needed.
Yeah.
Remember, it's wartime preparation. You suffering through the black magic, right? Look, be ready so you don't have to get ready. When you suffer through black magic, right, it's only to build you. You know how you know? Because you made it. You found out what was against you. When you find out what you're fighting, that's the beginning of the end of it, right? That because it's only going to work when you deserve it and you don't know about it. When you find out that's what's happening, that's God showing you. You know, that's God showing you. When you look at the devil is revealing itself to you. So don't become afraid, right? Become encouraged, right?
Yeah, you know. But see, what you don't understand either is that, like, you know, when these people have done these things to you, you weren't so innocent. You have ancestors in the background making shit happen. So, you know, strange occurrences are happening to these people in the background. It's not that nothing is happening or that we're innocent, because we all play a role in life and things. And I'm not saying that you you may not have done anything to them, but you know, our karma comes back in several different ways. You know, every action we take, there is a reaction, there is a consequence. It may not happen today, it could be 5 years from now, so maybe you didn't deserve it at this moment, but I'm sure there's something that has been done that maybe wasn't paid for. And that's how we have to look at things, you know, because we're not perfect people, you know. And when we get out of the mentality of thinking that we're perfect and innocent, and we really understand how flawed we are, and we take accountability for our actions in the world, then we can show up stronger. We can show up where we don't, you know, we're already prepared. We don't have to get ready. You know, we already know what time it is. We in spiritual warfare. We've been there. We here. Like, you better be prepared at all times, right?
Let me explain something.
Yeah, that sex magic is terrible.
The only reason why curses work on us is because we deserve them.
There it is.
No matter how you look at it, right? Because I know we say we was pure and we was innocent, and we were. But even in your weakness, because you wasn't strong enough to let you know. Think about when we was under black man. A lot of us had addictions. A lot of us had things, and you know why they worked? Because we still had a desire for them,
and a low
so
vibration.
We became deserving of the inner. The minute that we begin to step away from that stuff and became undeserving of it, that's when it becomes powerless to you, because then you truly don't deserve it.
Right.
See, the only reason why these things work is because we actually go through periods where we deserve them, right?
Well, you know,
because
I definitely understand you were a child. You know, we all were. You know, a lot of this started. You maybe you're new here, and welcome, right? But a lot of this started as children for most of us. You know, the trauma started as children, and now, you know, as we're blossoming, and we're becoming the leaders. It's time to address these things and heal from these things, right? So we know where to go forward.
And even as children, right? I want you to understand.
Yeah, because you had a gift at 4 years old. That's why.
Even as a child, right? This is kind of hard, right? When I look at myself as a child. Was I deserving to have magic put on me as a child, even younger than 4 years old, right? Even for me at birth, right? But this is what I had to come to the realization of. I was born into a family that had that karmic debt.
Right.
So that debt becomes my debt.
Look.
See, your inheritance, listen, people speak of spiritual inheritance.
Think about the Bible.
Sometimes your spiritual inheritance is debt. It's karmic debt. You born into the world with the debt on the bloodline of that family. So you go through all type of unnecessary vicissitudes because it's not necessarily your debt, but it's a debt that has to be paid by you.
Yep. Look, think about all the tribes in the Bible, right? Where some of those tribes had to be destroyed, the entire tribe, the men, the children, everything. Now, you would say, well, the child is innocent. Why did the child have to go?
The seed.
Because the seed that was planted by these people is also a problem.
Amalekite and different type of energies like
that.
And
that's just 100% truth. That's how it goes. So that's why, you know, a lot of times when you get into the problem, they say get to the root, you know. So, but it's all good. We growing and glowing, and it's time to change your passwords. There could be someone like trying to hack your accounts, your phone. I don't know. You know, as you guys grow, people are really wanting to do hacking. Okay? Never forget who you are here. Okay? The only reason you had to go through so much is because God had such a great purpose for you. Like, imagine being a person where God just didn't even talk to you. Nothing happened. God never had to show you anything miraculous. You never seen a miracle. You don't know how God even connects with people because you have no connection, but you do. And you've been having it since a child. You've been connected. You've been protected. That's why you were able to make it to the age you are now, because he was protecting you the entire time. And I know it didn't feel like it in the moment, but look at you now. Now you have a story, a testimony that you can share with others that were in the same situation as you, because you had to learn from the things that these people have done to you. See, you're here with a purpose.
Second download right quick. Evil eye. right? What is evil eye? People say evil eye. First of all, evil eye is an old Greek magic spell that was made popular in India. It is using malevolent energies and harnessing it through a look.
It's in the Bible.
Right? So, in regards to evil eye, just know that's one of the major attacks that's going to come, but it's also one of the major lines of defense that we use. So either way, it's a force that creates a karma, evil eye. So if you're using it, try to stop it. And if people throwing it against you, guard yourself. The best way to guard yourself against evil eye is to really avert your attention away from it. You ever seen somebody, felt somebody give you the evil eye and you just looked away like, oh, I know they looking at me right now, right? Well, that's the best way to actually deal with the energy of evil eye. Right? Don't engage that kind of energy. Don't respond to it, like, because it's a losing battle. It's energy. Very negative.
We got a fresh start here, okay? So you could be moving. Remember I said something about a new position or something? I'm really picking up some kind of new position or something. Something about a new relationship, a new vehicle, a new career, just a fresh start, a new beginning. You know, a lot of you guys, you know, it's just time for a fresh start. I'm talking about new friends, creating your own families, right? Whatever it is that makes you happy. Spirit says you have the ability to have a fresh start. You have the opportunity to have a fresh start here. Okay? Something about that. What you got?
I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. So with that, I'm gonna just give you a proverbial message that was given to me throughout my life. I was working one time and I was working hard. And you know what an old wise man advised me to do because he saw my work ethic? He said, if I was you, young blood, after 90 days, I would go to the supervisor and say, hey, how that raise coming along, right? So make note of it, because somebody, maybe you work very hard, but maybe you're not asking for what you want. Well, that's self-worth. If you know you're doing a job and you know you're doing it to your best and you know you're effective and you see your work, don't boast about it, but honor yourself. And if you feel like you're being underpaid or you're being slighted, speak up for yourself. Honor yourself by asking for what you want, even in your relationship.
That's real. Right. You know, and I was looking here at this fresh start card, and I wanted to go back to this. You know, as you are in the energy of your fresh start, your new beginning, new opportunities, I want you to remember that you could, you know, pay attention to the people that are still lingering around that don't really like you, okay? And I'm gonna give you an example, and this is just real. Like, you know, I'm a person that I don't pay attention to energies about, you know, like, I see things, but it doesn't bother me. I stay to myself. I'm on my business. I'm in my own lane, so I know nothing can affect me, right? But I watch things, and, you know, when I'm out and about, and we went to a small business yesterday. We were riding bikes. You know, we've been riding lately. So we were riding bikes, and we seen a business, and we seen a lot of people on there. So I was like, well, wait, what do they got over there? I'm hungry anyway, right? And so this lady had told us they had some really good food. And so I'm like, okay, we're going to try it. So we go to this place, this small business, and we really want to support them. And it was pretty pricey, but it was good, right? But anyway, so we get we order the food, and before we're ordering the food, I'm watching this lady take this older gentleman's order, and her facial expressions are disgusting. She's so rude, she's so impatient, and I'm looking at her like, why do you even work here? I know she cannot own this establishment because she doesn't even want to be here, right? And this is a small business that we're talking about. And so, moral of the story, the food that we got, oh my gosh, it was top tier. But I can never shop there again because I couldn't take how she was treating that gentleman. I couldn't take her impatience with life and what she was doing. And the sad part is she was working for her friend's business. That ain't your friend, sis. That ain't your friend. When you have a friend that is running your establishment like that, you gotta realize when you need to hire somebody else, maybe even a stranger, because sis wasn't your friend. Because guess what? Your food was great, and now you lost 2 customers that will never come back because of the service, right? So make sure you pay attention to the company that you keeping, especially when you elevating and God is giving you things and blessing you and moving you up and moving you up. These people will want to be around you, but they do little things to tear you back down to where you were. Pay attention.
Creativity flows from you. I'm a divine creator. So I feel like what you waiting on? I'm speaking to somebody. You got the ability to create. It flows from you. You might gotta block some things out and put some things on hold. But creativity, it flows from you. Tap into it. You know, it's good to embrace your creative aspect, particularly when you have ancestral relationships, or you become less religious and more spiritual, right? Even in religion, though, I would say, but more or less when you become a person that's really looking at the world for what it really is, you need to be creative.
We're from Baltimore. Everybody's like, where y'all living? We're from Baltimore. It says, I am capable, okay? So Spirit just wants to remind you that you are capable. You're capable of doing things that you can't even imagine. So start pushing yourself a little bit more. Start trying things a little bit different. Start going, outside of the box, right? Like that kind of energy. Because I'm hearing there's someone and it's like, you do not like change. Like you like the same thing, and that's fine. But Spirit is just wanting you to know that you are capable of more than you even understand. So don't put yourself inside of a box. Like you are so much greater than that. So Spirit is really wanting you to know how capable you are. And with a fresh start here, it's like, try some things. Don't be scared. Get out there and do something different. Who's to say you could be 45 years old and maybe you want to start painting, or you could be 23 years old and you decide you want to start some kind of dance ministry, or whatever it is that you want to do. Just know you are capable.
I got this download, and it's about a horrible type of projection that's being sent out at the collective, and it's in my notes, so I'm gonna go with it. Projection, a form of projection where people are speaking words, creating illusions that are aimed at cloaking themselves, enabling them to appear as you and you as them. Right? It's a nasty projection. Like, for instance, somebody is very promiscuous right now, but they in the energy of telling other people, it's you that's promiscuous, or it's you that's a thief, or it's you that's an addict. But in reality, it's them. But it's a wicked projection, though, because it's actually, Spirit says it's actually working on people who really want to stand against you anyway. So it's kind of like a way that, and it's a karma beta, though. See, for somebody, this is somebody, you walk in karma, basically. Because what's happening is
separating the real from the fake.
These people going out here and they creating illusions about you, and they getting other people to agree with them, right? So it's a nasty projection, because it might be a little tight for you to move, or you might just feel a little crouchy in your own, like, why everybody, right?
She said, all hell.
But look, understand though, they just trying to make it seem like you are them and they are you. But one thing I can tell you, a little story, and this will help me. Wise man gave me this. It was 2 people, and they were taking a...
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't see.
It was 2 people, and they were down at the water. One was naked, one had clothes. One was lie, and one was truth. So lie stole truth. Lie, what did it do? It masqueraded around in the city as truth, right? It had on clothes. It took truth clothes. When truth was in the water, the lie took the clothes and walked around. It was a lie. So everybody seen a lie in the truth's clothes, right? So everybody thought that the lie was the truth because it had on the truth clothes. But then the truth came out the pool butt naked. And when he showed up in the village, they said that's the naked truth. And that's how you gotta be. Like, you gotta, don't worry about the projection that you know daggone well they accusing you of doing what they doing. You already know it. Don't try to convince nobody, because you already know it. If somebody don't see who you are, it's because they don't want to see who you are.
Real.
So ain't no sense in trying to convince somebody that want to run with the other side, or want to run or be an opposition. Let them be an opposition. Be you. Because when it's time for you to show up and you naked, everybody gonna be like, oh, that's the truth, right? So don't even be Spirit says don't hold consultations with those kind of people. When you know that they want to stand over there, invite them to stand over there. When they call you with the gossip column, understand, a person ain't gonna call me with the gossip unless they a part of it, right? I don't want to know no news first. Don't call, because if you really love somebody, you not even gonna call them.
Right.
Like, if I get something, why would I call somebody I love and tell them some gossip? If I'm doing that, it's to get a rise. I'm really with the opposition. So begin to even block them kind of people out. If a person ain't showing up with encouragement on your doorstep, enlightenment, the fundamental principle of kindness, right? get away from them. You know?
Yeah. That's real.
No lie.
This is my favorite one.
If you are weak in a crisis.
Proverbs 24:10. If you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed. And that's so real. You know, that's saying that, you know, we are spiritual warriors. We talk about this all the time here. God does not make weak people. I don't know one weak person. Every time I watch any story, every time I read any story, they was out there tearing things up for whatever they had to do for divinity, right? And I mean, in the 3D, in the spirit, with the prayers, whatever, you know. So just know that, you know, when we go through things, you know, it's not time to be weak and fall down and cry. It's time to be strong and, all right, how can I handle this? How can I overcome this problem? How can I deal with this challenge head on? Like, those, you know, those kind of things will help us.
You know, Spirit says one of the biggest weaknesses that we have in those kind of situations of crisis is the ability to not be able to assess where we're weak at, right? See, and that becomes a weakness, like, because you're not gonna pray if you think you're strong enough to handle something. You ain't gonna pray about it. That's a weakness.
Woo.
You become weak in a crisis. I'm trying to tell you, because we war not against flesh and blood, but principalities, spiritual wickedness. They in high places, right? So what I'm trying to say is, when the crisis come in, if you're not resorting to prayer, first of all, it's weak. You're gonna be weaker, because you gotta have it. You need the energy of a higher source.
You're gonna be too gone.
If you can't tell when you need a higher source, you weak indeed, because you're going to be weak in the crisis.
Too gone, too gone, too gone.
You know, when things come in for me, you can call it what you want. When things come in for me, I automatically go to my spirit man. I automatically look at it and be like, I know what world we live in. I'm not confused about nothing, right? Things is big in the spirit and little on the 3D, right? Remember that. It's big in the spirit, it's little on this plane.
Right, like your kindness, your compassion, your empathy,
big in the spirit,
right? You
That's
know,
money.
Down here, you know, some people might disregard it, right? But in the spirit,
It's
like
big.
you know, you getting a lot of spiritual deposits for all those things that you're doing. And it says, "I am grateful." Okay, so there's someone, and you're literally, you know, you're just grateful for life right now. You know, like me. Like, you know, you weren't supposed to make it and you did. So you're just grateful to be here. You're grateful to learn. You're grateful to grow. You're grateful to be able to express yourself. You're grateful for just all of the tests that you've gone through and just being able to be here and with a smile on your face, you know? And I love that for you. There's someone and you're very grateful.
And you know, we was just talking about things being big in the spirit, and we was talking about being strong in a crisis.
Gratitude.
I'm gonna show you how the biggest money is prayer. That's why it says the effectual fervent prayer of the righteous person availeth much. It availeth much, right? So I'm trying to explain to somebody so you can get that part. When the crisis arises,
That's right.
reach for spiritual strength.
That's right. Grateful for the ancestors and the Most High. You heard me.
Big old ashe for that.
Yes,
You heard
ashe, ashe.
Yes.
That's real. Delays are only small setbacks. So don't be, what I had to learn, sometimes that first and foremost, delays sometimes save your life,
Yeah.
You ever been on your way somewhere and then you ride, you might be a few minutes late and then you notice that there's a piled up accident right there and that could have been you. Or, you ever been delayed and, it could have been because, well, maybe you forgot to leave the door unlocked for your kid and, God didn't want the baby to be locked down all day. So, something told you to go back home and do something. You know how delays are only small setbacks, right? And I feel like delays not only can save you, but knowing that they are small setbacks is very important. Sometimes it's not that you can't have a thing. It's not that God doesn't want to give it to you. Maybe it's just not the time yet, right? See, time is divine. It moves in divine timing. And then sometimes God has to set us back a couple steps when we're not humble enough. We can get into a position and forget humility, right?
Yeah.
And then when you forget humility, you can be pushed back a couple steps.
Got to.
Right? Now it's only a small setback depending upon if you catching the lesson, if you picking up what God laying down, and you can be like, okay, let me get this together, then you move forward again. But delays are literally only small setbacks. They're learning, everything's a lesson.
Wow.
What is that?
Oh, snap.
We got a bonfire off the incense. That's wow. Oh my God. I was like, wait a minute. That's wild, ain't it? That's wild, ain't it? Oh my gosh, y'all. We got the bonfire going. Look, Spirit is talking. Need anything? Okay, so we got some fire and some air for y'all. Okay? Air is communication and fire is action. So I feel like God is really saying, take action, because that just literally lit on fire by itself. I turned around like, what is that? That's crazy.
It smells good.
Elemental beings. Okay. That's who we are. Ooh. It says use your energy wisely. Okay? We already know to do this. Like, this is the energy of, blocking out things that trigger you. This is the energy of, giving your time to people and things that don't deserve you. This is like, getting your proper rest when you need it, knowing your body. Okay? This is like, not going back and forth with people that don't even have, like, the energy of the Bible says that you can't speak sense into a fool. So if you continuously keep trying to do that, you're wasting your time here. Use your energy wisely. That is crazy, y'all. This thing is on fire. Look, can y'all see? I just felt a big fire behind me, and I was like, what is that? Where did that come from? Confirmation. I'm glad you needed this, babe.
Okay.
No, I believe he had something lit over there.
It was an incense.
She had an incense over there. We had a little skinny incense stick, and then the whole thing just caught on fire.
Small fire.
It was nice though. I think that was Spirit talking. One of your cars went over there. That was dope. You said, what'd I say, babe?
Natural occurrences.
What'd I say?
But he said, what's that? She said, what's what's that? Yeah, we did talk about the ring of fire, the protection, like a protection prayer.
Ain't that crazy? I was like, what? I felt it on my back. That's dope. Thank you, guys. Okay. What you got over there?
Okay, I got shine. The more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world. I choose to shine. And all I can say is just look at us, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at us. Look, we got a tuxedo cat, right?
Man,
they real ancient cats. This cat,
she keep messing with me, y'all.
We always get an animal out the universe. Look, we got a Belgian Shepherd out the universe. Now we got a tuxedo cat out the universe, right?
She be bothering me, don't she?
Man, she bothers.
What she be doing to me?
But she transmute negative energy very well. Like, if you know, she'll come by you.
She just popped up after the fire, y'all. So this is what happened. Before we went on live, the cat ran out the house. And I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this cat keep running out the house. If she want to stay out there, she's going to stay out there, right? So now the fire just comes. And now here comes the cat running from out the woods. After I just told her she was getting evicted.
Come here, girl.
Because I cannot have a cat that's running in and out the house and she just keeps running out. Okay? And now she just pops up after the fire. Child. Y'all getting the real and raw today. This is behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. The fire done started and the cat is she done snuck back home. She been gone for like 4 hours, y'all. I don't want no pregnant cat. Look at her. She ornery. Very ornery. All she gonna do is run up the tree. Welcome to our life. She running, y'all. She just popped out of nowhere. She been missing for 2 hours. See, he go chasing her every time too. Alright, it says one step at a time. I see the mountains ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain ease of living. And I love this for you. You know, you're taking it one day at a time. You know, this shit ain't easy. It's hard. I still cuss a little bit. I still be acting crazy. Y'all see how I was acting about the cat? Like, I be like, get this shit. Look, she either gonna live here or she not. Right? But it takes one step at a time, okay? Y'all, he trying to bait her back in. The cat, she just be acting crazy. We got Harmony here. It says, I open myself to the divine being within me. I am the image of God. Thus, I have the power to bring light into my life. I turn any darkness in me into something beautiful. In the absence of my resentment, anger, or doubt, I find harmony. And that's what you're doing, you know? I feel like you're replacing negative energy with positive energy, negative feelings with positive feelings. You know, you're becoming more grateful. And the more grateful you are, you know, it really transmutes a lot of negativity. Be careful. He in the woods trying to get the cat, yo. But yeah, Harmony. You know, things are balancing out perfectly fine. She right there. Yeah, so I feel like things are divinely balanced for you here. You know, just taking it easy, taking it one step at a time, knowing that, you know, everything is not going to just come together automatically. It's like things do literally take time. Nothing was built overnight, you know? And then this just flew off. So let me put the rest of these away because it's windy, y'all. I think he like doing this, y'all. He be all in the woods. He all in the woods trying to get the cat. I think it's a game they play or something.
Ain't no game. I'm trying to get her.
She's crazy.
She's gonna run around and be pregnant.
I know, and that's why I'm like, she ain't gonna be able to stay, y'all. I can't do that.
We ain't having no kittens.
Look at her. So, you know, I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, I would just say going forward, you already know, one step at a time. You know, small accomplishments are great. You know, when you keep making a lot of small accomplishments, they add up, you know? So don't take that lightly. Now we got Being True that came out, and it says, I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with power. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. I'm sorry, y'all. Watching the cat climb the tree. Just take me away. She is going crazy. Right? Well, we love you guys so much. We hope you guys enjoy. We'll probably be back shortly. You know? Y'all, child. Somebody better come get this cousin. Much love. We love you guys so much. Yeah, we do need to be more like the cat. Thank you guys for joining us. We truly love you guys so much. If you haven't already, go check out our page. Your zodiac sign is up. If you're not already, follow us on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell notification. We're Elemental Beings Divine News. Look.
Let's give him a little bit of
Divine protection. You're calling. Yeah, drumming circles are definitely lit. Where are you guys from? Where is everybody at? We're planning this royal ball. So divine protection. New York in the building. Hey, New York. Hey, Michigan.
Hey, Flint.
We got Flint.
Hey.
Clarissa, my
Where
girl.
Rio at? Where Rio at?
Like
Where
Clarissa,
Rio at?
Young Rio.
Young Rio.
What is that? I ain't even got a lot.
I ain't got a lot of
truth.
y'all. I'ma speak the truth.
Look at that. That's crazy work. Okay, we got Flint. We got New York. Let's see. Peace and love. Rich show readings. Hey, baby. Yo, this stuff is really on fire from one little instant. That's crazy. Y'all got a lot of energy on this thing. We got a lot of fire starters.
I ain't never seen no fire
I ain't never
that
seen
big from
off
an
an instant, one little teeny instant. That's wild.
Y'all
Hey,
lit over
Amari. Somebody, okay, I got a challenge for y'all, because I know we got a lot of tarot readers on here. I want one of y'all to send us an inspirational video. Send us a message. We want to hear a message from you. We don't really look on people's page, so it's not that we're being rude, y'all. We be really, really extremely busy. So we try to show love as much as we can when we can. But send us a video. One of my readers, send us a little message. Sometimes we need a message too. protection.
Get her.
She gonna run that way.
Get in that house, girl. Come here.
She gonna
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
The only reason, because my kid is gonna go crazy if this cat ain't home. Okay? Man, he always bring home some animals, y'all. And I'll be like, alright. Well, we love you guys so much. Yes, we love our ministry, Amari. We do. We love this. We've been doing it for about 2 years. We're working on this will be year number 3 at the end of this year. So we
This is Chosen. Say hi. She is a wild one.
she's a kitty rat.
This a kitty rat.
That's a kitty rat, okay? She's a kitty rat and she goes running around
Look at her.
and she takes the dice off the table
Kitty rat.
and she disrespect. Why you do that?
She gone. I get her. I'm the one gonna get her anyway, so it don't even matter.
Oh my gosh.
I am the
That's
one
5
gonna get
more
her.
hours.
No, I get her. She ain't running wild.
All right, y'all. Well, we love y'all. We hope you guys tune into us later. We're going to try to finish up the other 2 zodiac signs today. So check us out.